Happy morning, children. So, yesterday we saw the structural details about the female reproductive system. So, today we'll just continue the same topic with a video description also. So, you can have the PPT points. We can just do a recap of it. So, as we saw earlier, that system consists of the primary female sex organ, that is ovaries, followed by accessory ducts and external genitalia. When we say accessory ducts, that includes oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina. All these four parts constitute accessory ducts. So this oviduct can also be called as fallopian tube. Okay, so next one is the mammary glands. So here the female reproductive system and mammary glands are going to be structurally and functionally integrated. So in order to support ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth and child care. So all this has to be done in a coordinated manner between these two systems. So it has that structural and functional integration between these two systems. So here is the female reproductive system structure. So we saw that all the description of the various parts yesterday. So that is starting from the ovary. Ovary leads to the fallopian tube. The fallopian tube leads to the uterus, and from the uterus lining that leads to the cervix and then the vagina. So that's how the structural details we saw yesterday. So we'll see the video description of it. So before that, see all the slides and you can note down the points or do a recall of all the points about the ovaries, about its size and dimension, 2 to 4 centimeter length, and it's remain connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments called as mesovarium. Hope you remember that point. And it's covered by a thin epithelium, that is germinal epithelium, and inside of which you call it as stroma, and that stroma has got two zones, outer cortex and inner medulla. And that inner region stroma will have cells or follicles of different stages. About the accessory ducts, that is oviduct, uterus and vagina constituted. And oviduct, I told you, fallopian tube, it's otherwise called as fallopian tube. It is 10 to 12 centimeter long. It extends from the periphery of each ovary till the uterus, and it has got three parts in it: infundibulum, ampulla and isthmus. Then uterus, also called as womb, has got that pear shape. You can also say it as pear shaped. So pear, it's just a fruit structure, we say. Anyway, inverted pear shaped or pear shaped you can say, and it is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall. That ligament is said to be mesometrium, and then it opens into the cervix via the cervical canal, opens into the vagina. This is the internal structure of uterus. I told you that three layers. The cross-sectional view of the uterus has three types of tissues can be seen: the external perimetrium, the middle myometrium, inner glandular endometrium. And these are the parts of the external genitalia: mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen, clitoris. And the structure of the mammary glands. So we'll just see the video description of all this. So as I told you, the female reproductive system along with mammary glands will be responsible for all these functions, that is ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, childbirth and child care. So these are the functions carried out by both the systems coordinatedly functioning. Now let's continue with this system. So the highlighted portion are the ovaries, and you can see the ovaries are connected. So you can see that connected to the fallopian tube. Two to 4 centimeter in length, the ovary, mesovarium, the ligament attached to the uterus, and then it's also connected to the fallopian tube. So you can see that the connectivity. So the ovary getting attached to the uterus by means of the ligament called mesovarium. So you can see that this is a section of the ovary inside which you see cells of different stages. The outer covering is called germinal epithelium and the inner region you call it as stroma. Has got two distinct regions, cortex, outer cortex and inner medulla, outer cortex. So you can see cells of various stages undergoing ovulation process. This is the mature ovarian follicle. The cavity inside you call it as antrum, and you have that aggregation of cells inside the cytoplasm and the nucleus. So accessory ducts include the vagina, the oviducts, uterus. So first about the oviduct. The initial part, see the arrow mark that represents the fallopian tube getting connected to the uterus. So from the ovary, the closer part, that is part closer to the ovary, that is infundibulum, has finger-like projections. Next part is wider part, ampulla. Next is isthmus. So infundibulum has fimbriae, the finger-like projections called fimbriae, collects ovum from the ovary, pushes that ovum inside the fallopian tube along the ampulla. That's ovulation process. There in ampulla, fertilization of the ovum and sperm takes place. Fertilized ovum passes through the fallopian tube and reaches the isthmus and finally into the uterus. So uterus, pear-shaped organ, distensible organ, that is high stretchable nature it has, found between the urinary bladder and rectum in the pelvic cavity. So this uterus will be connected through the cervix to the vagina, and this is mesometrium, the ligament that attaches itself to the pelvic wall. Cervical canal, the cavity inside cervix is cervical canal which is connected to the vagina. Together forms the birth canal. Uterus, when you see the cross section of it, outer membranous layer you call it as perimetrium, middle smooth muscular layer call it as myometrium, and inner glandular layer that you call it as endometrium. Endometrium undergoes various cyclical changes during the menstrual cycle. So because of its endocrinal property, undergoes various changes. So uterus will be connected to through the cervical canal into the vagina, and this is the membranous covering. So this is the partial membranous covering of the vagina, that is hymen. And next you can see the other parts, mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, and clitoris, the finger-like projection. So that's the mons pubis, you can see the highlighted portion, labia majora. Inner to the labia majora will be the labia minora, and then that's the finger-like projection which will be covered by the clitoris. So these are the parts of the female external genitalia. Next is about the mammary glands structure. So the alveoli, which are said to be the cluster of cells where the milk secretion happens in the beginning, then that will be combined by the mammary tubules, then will be connected to the mammary duct, then comes to the bigger reservoir that you call it as ampulla, and then from the lactiferous duct the milk will be ejected out during lactation period. So this is what we saw as a flow chart in the PPT. The alveoli gets connected to mammary tubules. So we saw this sequence only in the video description now, the mammary glands. So with this we conclude this female reproductive system and mammary gland structure. So for the next class, I'll be sending you the PPT video of oogenesis process, that is gametogenesis in the female reproductive system to form the mature ovum, how that gamete is formed. That process you call it as oogenesis. So we'll see that in the next PPT video. Along with that, I'll be sending you the sperm and ovum structural details also. So before that, I want you all to learn that spermatogenesis process once again. Recall that before you see the next PPT. And also, I'm not giving you any specific assignment work, which means you are supposed to complete your classwork wherever you have to start with or continue with. So please write your classwork. Better have that writing practice continuously. Don't leave away that. Don't be just listening to the videos and leave it. Have that writing practice also. So recall spermatogenesis process and be ready for the next video. Thank you all children.